If you're so worried about being tracked, just give up your phone. No, you say? Stick around and find out from a master. In my last video on big data, I explained there's nothing you can do to escape from our technocratic overlords. Unless you give up your phone. In that video, I attempted to help you understand that there's no middle ground and that you were wasting your time minimizing your exposure to the digital world. But I don't think it's sunk in. So I went to the master. I went to the guy that actually has to hide every day. The guy that can never, ever give up. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mr. Eric Snowden.
I'm sure there's a guy at the NSA right now making a note of, my connection details to you, which route it went over the internet. They go, where do we think he likely lives now, and how does he travel, what does he do, and who's he talk to, and oh, he's got a connection. Now, if you're asking me, do I use an iPhone, do I use an Android phone, do I, post on Facebook, do I have all Google's crap everywhere? The answer, of course, is no. I try to limit the reach these systems have in my life to the maximum extent that's possible. I also recognize that for some things there are no alternatives. What you have to do is create the minimum possible surface area. From a technical sense, we could go very deep here, but the foremost problem, I think, with basically tracking people today via mobile devices and things like that, is all of the network communications that those devices are making, that your device is making right now as you look at it, are invisible to you. Think you're watching, a YouTube video or listening to a podcast or whatever, but then you finish and you put the phone down. The screen is off. It's just sitting on the charger or whatever. It's still communicating. It's communicating with an enormous frequency. A lot of apps are connected in the background. They're reporting not just a single person. When you're watching YouTube, it's not just going to Google. It's not just going to YouTube. It's not just going to Facebook. It's going to all of these different companies that have embedded tracking code in all of the dumbest apps on your phone, from big to small. Instagram obviously is a tracking nightmare, but so is your weather app. So is your calculator. So is any kind of little shim they can get into your device. And here's the beautiful part of all of that. Let's say you install every app from your phone. You just open up that sort of app drawer and there's nothing in it. It's a beautiful, clean background image. So long as that phone is on, even if you turn off location services, even if you turn off GPS, it is still tracking your location every minute of the day that you have it with you. By virtue of the way the cell phone network works, you're connected to the nearest cell phone tower, right? That tower registers the location of your phone's handset, your phone's SIM card, which holds your phone number. Your phone number is, of course, related to your billing information, even if you've got no other information on your phone. Now that telecommunications company has that. They store those records in perpetuity, basically. AT&T in the United States, one of our largest telecommunications providers, saves your calling records, right? Going back to 1987. People might go, oh, well, it's my calling records, whatever. But that's more than most people's lifetimes that are, watching something like this. And then your movements, the sort of tower locations that you were connected to. AT&T holds that going back to 2008. So they got, 12, 13 years of your movements, right? In perfect precision. What are the other phone companies doing? You look in the UK, for example, they've got the Snoopers Charter, which is one of the most extreme surveillance bills, the most extreme surveillance bill in the history of Western democracy. And just in the last months, the Home Office has been exposed as collecting everybody's secretly, everybody's out there at these internet service providers. Their internet connection records, right? Well, that's effectively your browsing history. Even if they don't see the sub page that you're looking at, say you go to a newspaper site, they don't necessarily see which article you downloaded if it was encrypted. They see where you read your news. They see which parties websites you're connected to. They see your partisan slants, they see where you shop, they see your literary interests. They call this bulk collection, and they say that's not the same as mass surveillance. But I think we know better.
Well, hopefully that changes a few things. So, what did we learn today? We learned that there's no hiding, and you're either in or you're out. Lose the cell phone or stop complaining about big tech, because you're the problem, not them. If you like what I'm doing, you know what to do. I hope this video helped you, and as usual, stay safe.